All right, welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. It's now time to take a look at news stories making headlines around the globe. Of course, we do begin here at home as subsidy is gone. Now, though President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made that consequential announcement on May 29th, 2023, it was not until yesterday, nearly 17 months after that, that the federal government finally summoned the courage to fully deregulate the petroleum product pricing. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, yesterday officially increased the official pump price of petrol in its retail outlets to 1,030 naira per litre in Abuja, from the 897 naira it announced on the 3rd of September, and from 855 naira to 998 naira in Lagos. The move, it was learned, has now effectively put an end to Nigeria's multi-decade wasteful petrol subsidy regime, at least for now. Now, this latest increase has intensified economic pressure on a country already grappling with inflation and widespread hardship. Arise News correspondent Frank Omalepe reports.
This latest price increase makes it the second time the petrol price has been hiked in the past month. The company had in September increased pump price from 650 naira per litre to 897 naira per litre. For the average Nigerian, the reality of this latest price hike in the pump price is no longer bearable, leading to tougher times ahead. This sentiment is echoed by many across Nigeria, where purchasing power has been steadily eroded by inflation, rising food prices, and now escalating fuel cost. Some of the filling stations visited by the Arise crew in the FCT were almost deserted, as the filling stations had stopped dispensing fuel. And in another part of the city, motorists had to queue up to fill up their tanks.
I've been on the queue since 11 o'clock. And this is 251. Even with the increase in the price, we are still suffering. It's very bad. They should do something.
Honestly, it's very unfortunate. We are in a country where we are crying, airing out our pain, yet things keep getting worse, as if we don't have government and nobody is saying anything. They don't even want to know how we feel. They don't pity us at all. Yesterday I was there, the price was different. This morning it has just changed and nobody is saying anything. Who knows what will happen tomorrow?
The removal of fuel subsidies in May 2023 was a bold move by the government to establish market-based pricing in the petroleum sector and save the economy years of waste. However, the sharp and frequent increases in fuel prices have raised questions about the sustainability of the policy, particularly in a country where the cost of living is already so high. Some Nigerians expressed their view on the implications of the new pump price.
No matter what, must spend like 10 litre. So now calculate 10 litre for this matter. Is it not NNPC? Because I will see the opportunity of NNPC. There are some people filling station 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4 like that. When you go to outside this thing now, you will see many people like that. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. Okay, when you carry passenger, you tell passengers, okay, pay 2,000 from Zubato here. Can you pay it? Can you pay?
Mass is the sofa. How much is the fuel today?
I think about 1,030 naira.
Abba. So fuel, poor man no go buy fuel again. You look at it now.
I can't even buy full. Maybe I'll buy the one that my money can buy. So I can't buy full tank of this car. As they have increased fuel now, it should be like 100,000. So, and I'm collecting 70,000 as a salary.
Retail prices, as displayed on the NNPC Limited website, show that while the depot in Calabar selling for 1,050 naira, Lagos is selling for 1,010 naira. In the same manner, the retail price for the product is sold in Port Harcourt at 1,045 naira and 1,040 naira in Warri. At the Dangote refinery, a litre of petrol is said to have hit 977 naira. This, according to the report, has led to the adjustment in pump price by the NNPC Limited. NNPC Limited earlier quit its middleman deal with Dangote Refinery, a move that made marketers, including NNPC Limited, buy directly from Dangote at the cost-reflective price. With this recent increase in the pump price, the big question remains, is the petroleum sector now fully deregulated? Frank Omalape, Arise News.
Well, that's the question. Is the petroleum sector now fully deregulated? amidst all of the pains that it's causing? All of us, everybody is touched by this one. Rufai?
No, I don't think it's been fully deregulated. I think enter the new phase of the national drama called NNPC and Nigeria. Welcome to the drama. You know, this looks like something called the Squid Game. If you remember the Squid Game, the Korean drama, where you think you have it, it goes off your hands. It's just like a whack-a-mole. Now, NNPC has probably increased the price so that they can get some more financial headroom. It's not that subsidy has been removed. I don't buy that. But they do this with recourse not to even understand the pains and sufferings of Nigeria. They do this by destabilizing the market in general. And that's why we want the truth. We want the truth about the subsidy regime. We want the truth about the landing cost, the cost of production of this crude, even at the refineries. We want the truth about everything that happens in the value chain, not guesstimation and estimation. And I'll tell you why I don't think subsidy has been removed. In your neighboring country, Togo has a refinery. They churn out oil. In fact, Togo did over $1 billion worth of oil exports from their refinery, refined products, in the last 1 or 2 years. Truth is, Togo sells for, as at the 7th of October, the price in Togo is 700 CFA. That's the price. 700 CFA comes down to about 1,900 naira here. Look at the prevailing prices around. The benchmark rate of a liter of fuel at the pump is nothing less than $1. With this 1,001 something, it's still less than $1. So there's still a subsidy going on somewhere. But you see, what I don't understand is the lies. What the people are hiding from us here. And it's not going to work, I must have to say. With over 30-something% inflation rates, now you are hiking fuel price, where core inflation has not come down and interest rates are going up, it's not going to work. And that's why I support what NLC said. There has to be a reversal. And we need to know the truth about what's going on here. It's not going to work. The pain is too much. Every part of the world, government intervenes in energy prices to be able to help the people. What we call for is the accountability in the system. What we call for is eradicating the corruption in this system. And it can work. But they are not ready to do it. We keep talking about personal interest. There's nobody who will give arbitrage that will not take use of it. If government puts the facilities in place to be able to stop this madness going on and some people feeling fat, they will stop it. Yesterday, we saw a model of how government works, the NLNG, here. So let's stop deceiving ourselves. At first, the NNPC needs to be revamped with governance issues it's got and a lot of shenanigans going on. But this pay you're about to put on Nigeria, you're going to jack up prices. At the start of the year, price of rice was less than 100,000 per bag. Today, it's over 100,000 per bag. Who do you think is going to buy this fuel? Look at the streets. Ain't going to work.
Okay, let's put this in context properly. Number one, we have been in this business of who will bear the cat with the deregulation of the downstream sector since the days of President Obasanjo, 1999 to 2007. President Obasanjo was the first person who tried to deregulate the downstream sector. Now, it happened under President Yaradua. Labour came and said, oh, President Yaradua is a socialist. Why is he trying to increase fuel price and deregulate the downstream sector? President Yaradua backed down. In 2012, President Jonathan had to address the same problem. And he talked about deregulation of the downstream sector. I speak as someone who was a presidential spokesperson at the time and who had the responsibility to project some of the narrative. Well, some people went to Ojota, they wore designer t-shirts, they ate jollof rice, customized jollof rice. They said that Jonathan could not do deregulation. This morning, it seems to me that the same people who for political reasons opposed President Jonathan in 2012 and opposed President Obasanjo 1999 to 2007, they have just vindicated the two personalities who said that Nigeria needed to plug the leakage in the oil and gas sector. President Jonathan, as I will recall, set up panels. There was a panel led by Agi Mokwede, and we tried at that time, to address this issue. Now, the morning has come now that the same naysayers have now eaten their own vomit, and they say they have completed the deregulation of the downstream sector. That is that about politics and opportunism and hypocrisy in politics. Number two is about the role of the NNPC Limited. Now, I need to clarify this and to put NNPC Limited again in context. NNPC Limited had told us that they were owing about 6 trillion naira, the traders. Traders were beginning to lose confidence in Nigeria. They were not giving us products. Our refineries are not working. Even the Port Harcourt refinery that they say has been mechanically completed is in no place after 7 promises to provide finished products to Nigerians. And now everybody says it's NNPC Limited. But the regulatory authority is the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Agency, NMDPRA. And I have been saying that NMDPRA has been too silent, has been playing possum. NNPC Limited is a player in the market. They too import petroleum resources. It is NMDPRA that gives approvals for these importations. So I do not think that NNPC Limited is the problem. What NNPC Limited has just responded to is market forces. But the question remains about market forces. Should we be killed by market forces? That's a question that hangs out there. The third issue is about subsidy that they say they have removed. In some other parts of the world, you see, these are our people who say they went to, they have worked with World Bank, they have worked with IMF. They don't even seem to understand orthodox economic policies. I'm not an economist, but I do know that in serious-minded countries of the world, subsidy is provided one way or the other. It's a big argument in the United Kingdom today. Nobody is saying in the UK that they will remove subsidy. Nobody is saying in US they will remove subsidy completely because the people need to survive. Now, where do we find ourselves? The Tinubu government has now finally decided that the 134 naira or so point whatever that is paid in terms of subsidy, the position of NNPC Limited as off-taker from Dangote refinery owing 7.25% of the Dangote equity will no longer, the equity will remain, but Dangote NNPC Limited will not provide any subsidy for the long-suffering people of Nigeria. Okay, whatever is saved by the Nigerian government, we are hoping will not be used to buy yacht, will not be used to buy fancy cars, will not be used to send the first ladies to meaningless trips abroad. We are hoping that what the Nigerian government is going to save under President Tinubu's watch will be used, for example, to subsidize education at the primary and secondary level and the tertiary level, will be used to subsidize health care. And not that we will hear tomorrow that people in the National Assembly will get brand new cars. If that happens, the other issue are the social consequences. As for Labour, I don't think that Labour is making a serious case. Labour can make noise. What is the alternative that Labour is offering? Labour itself needs to think out of the box. Our National Labour Congress should not be used as a stepping stone for people to become ministers, to become governors, and to go back in the evening to go and collect opportunities from the sitting government. So President Tinubu, this is not the end of the story. Whatever is saved, we want to see it in other areas. And what have they done even with the alternatives that they offered? Compressed natural gas and all of that. There's competition, somebody says, but the competition will come, from other people who are allowed to import. So NNPC Limited, we hope, will not be the sole importer. Other people should import, whether they are importing from Malta, or they are importing from Togo, or they are having a blending plant in Port Harcourt. We will see. This is the issue.
All right. Well, for the second time in a period of about 6 weeks, Nigerians have been surprised by what seems to be an ad hoc change to fuel prices. In both instances, the Minister of Petroleum is not on seat, as we say in Nigeria. The Minister of Petroleum in both instances, not only is he not on seat, he's not even in the country. That is concerning. The body language around that is concerning. Nigeria is not the first country in the world to want to remove fuel subsidies. In fact, I want to look at the case study of Chile, which many economists say is one of the most successful cases of fuel subsidy removal. One of the key factors that led to the success of the fuel subsidy removal in Chile was the fact that it was done over a gradual period of time. 8 years to be precise. Not only that, but there was a spirit of transparency and citizen engagement. Where is the engagement? Where are the messages we are seeing in all of the different dialects of Nigeria, where Nigerians are being sat down, explained to, this is what we are trying to achieve, this is why we are doing what we are doing. At least, let's have that level of accountability. However, they also say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So the good intentions alone, based on what economic theories say leads to the positive outcomes of removing fuel subsidies, is not enough. Where are the supplementary economic reforms that will make this policy a workable and sustainable policy? Again, I go back to Chile. What Chile did is they then focused on export diversification. At the time, Chile was dependent on copper. Then Chile moved into forestry, into farming, specifically salmon, and into the export of fruits to the world. There was investment on human capital, there was investment in technology and R&D, and massive negotiations, aggressive negotiations for free trade agreements with the whole world. Chile also became a leader in wine production and global wine export. So we all know that the critical factor at the end of the day that we cannot control is the fact that crude oil is priced in dollars. This is why export diversification is critical, because at the end of the day, as long as we're not making any concerted effort to strengthen the Naira, then we're really on a slippery slope and we're not headed anywhere anytime soon. So if the argument is that CBN cannot afford to peg the Naira right now, then where are the aggressive policies that ensure that there's export, there's number one production even happening at a competitive scale locally so that we can export to the world and earn? So ultimately, you look at all those things, and that's why I use the expression that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. It's not enough to say this is what the economists have prescribed. And we also need to be careful of the risk, because what it was known to be the miracle of Chile also became the paradox of Chile that led to very, very, very intense levels of income inequality and massive poverty in Chile. Of course, we know Chile then had a revolution, mass uprests in 2019. Those are the issues, and we sure do hope that they are being considered.